What you see right here is what you get. You get a real basic instructions and how to install the faucet plus the drain plug. However, this particular faucet did not come with a matching drain plug, and most faucets do come with a drain plug. Perhaps that's why it was around $70 or something like that. But we did buy a nice quality drain plug that we're gonna put in. I'll do another video on how to do that. So this has basically all the parts and all the that came here in the box, and 4 little picture, some wording on how to install it. But you know, if you look at the picture carefully, it's pretty self-explanatory. So if that doesn't make any sense, well, I hope that this video helps you guys out. Okay, and as far as the hardware goes, this is it, 9/16 to a 1/2 inch adapter with some rubber washer and a little Allen key here. And that's to remove this handle if you want to remove it for whatever reason. All right, and then this faucet, looks pretty good. It's a little smoother than what we have on there right now. So I'm hoping that this will be easier to maintain. So when we use the water, we can wipe it down and try to minimize the hard water buildup on the actual faucet itself. This is kind of cool. On the back of the handle here, it looks like a diamond plate pattern on the back. So that's kind of cool. So this is a nice little waterfall kind of style faucet, and hopefully it's gonna work out good. So for this job, we're just gonna need a couple basic tools, a Phillips screwdriver and a couple of wrenches. It doesn't have to be a crescent wrench. If you got 2 pliers or something like that, that's gonna be helpful. If you have 1, then that's also probably fine. And then we have a box cutter here for this. It's basically, when I installed this, there's a silicone on the bottom of this faucet. So box cutter is kind of nice to break that seal to make this come out a little easier. So let's go ahead and then your vinyl tape. Okay, so the first thing we got to do is make sure we turn this water valve off, which I've already done. And then once you turn that off, just turn the valve on in your faucet just to make sure there's no water coming out. So once you disconnect these lines, you might have a little bit of water dripping off from these hot and cold line right there. It's good to have a towel ready. And you can see a little bit of water coming out. And you can see this big nut spinning off. And this is basically what we're going to do with the other one, with the new one. Once you get to this point where the nut is all the way down to the bottom right here, just stop right here, because now we got to take off one of these lines so that we can get this nut through here. So as you guys can kind of see, I hope you can see how these lines are kind of staggered. The hot line is longer than the cold line. So what you want to do is just remove the shorter end depending on your faucet. In my situation here, my cold line is shorter I should say, than the hot water line. All right, so this is where you're gonna need 2 wrenches, one to hold one end, another wrench to hold the other end, so that when you loosen this up, it's not gonna spin on you. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we can take this nut off, and this nut should fall all the way through. There we go, just like that. Okay, now let's go to the top of the sink. Okay, so at this point, this thing should be really loose. And I didn't even need to use my box cutter. It just came right out, which is great. All right, so let's go ahead and get this ready. We're gonna just spin this guy off. And take the washer off and the nut off. We're going to keep this rubber gasket right here on the faucet or on this threaded neck, and we're going to go ahead and fish it down into our hole. And you want to make sure you clean off behind here. And mine looks pretty good. And let's go ahead and go down and install this thing. I'm going to go ahead and put the washer in and get that nut over those hot and cold lines. Kind of hard to see. Let me show you guys once I get up here. Okay, here you go. So I've got the washer right here, the metal washer, and your nut right here. Boy, there's not a whole lot of room in here. So this is going to be way much easier than the other one. And you always want to turn it kind of clockwise, a couple turns, so you don't cross thread it. Okay. Awesome. Here we go. So that I can twist this nut up as far as I can. Okay. So that metal plate is behind here so that when you're tightening it up with these Phillips screws, you're tightening it against the metal washer, not the wood. Okay, is this square, Mom?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is actually helpful to have two-person helping you. Does it feel like it's getting tighter on your end?
Yeah, it's tight, but hold on. Can you look at it? I think it's pretty.
Okay, so now we gotta do is install some vinyl tape on here. Okay, let's turn the water on. Okay, no leaks. Okay, let's turn the water on here. Okay, great, no leaks. Pretty good, what do you guys think? All right, so that's all there's to it, to installing a faucet. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as you guys just saw, this took us about 5 to 10 minutes at most. The hardest part was actually getting the old part off. And I love the hardware that came with this particular faucet. It was super easy to install. I didn't really need any special tools. Just a screwdriver really to install this thing. And if you have any thoughts or questions, leave it down below. Myself or the community will answer all your questions. So next thing we got to do is replace the clicker drain that did not come with this. So we bought a cooler at Home Depot. I think this was $14. If you guys want to know how to install these things, I'll put a card right here. You guys can click on that after the video and watch this install. The reason why we're replacing this is because, again, kind of like our faucet, this thing is all pitted, as you guys can kind of see in the video here, and I can't get this thing off. This is made out of aluminum, I think, and that's why it's all scratched up, because I tried taking a scouring pad and you know, getting this thing off the hard water, and it just wouldn't come off, and now it's pretty nasty looking. So I want a nice little drain cap to match our faucet. So if you guys liked the video, consider subscribing down below, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.